Hey, welcome back. We have our new season pass card. The season is coming out on Tuesday, or for me on Monday at 11 p.m. But yeah, this is a new card, the Phoenix Force. This is the card that's going to be available in the season pass. And so yeah, I cooked up 5 decks for you guys, which are mostly surrounding move and destroy. But yeah, we'll get into it. But just before that, we'll just talk quickly about the card. So Phoenix Force is a 5/6, which on reveal, revive one of your destroyed cards and merge with it. That card can move each turn. So it's like a baby between like Hulkbuster, Vision, and Deadpool, right? So it's a really cool card. It's going to be available for everyone, and I think this card is really good. If you can just compare it to Vision, which is a 5/7, can move each turn. Obviously, you still have to merge it with a destroyed card, but I think that's something really easy to do. And if you just merge it with a single card that's only 1 power, so basically any card, if you destroy any card and you put this, it's already as good as Vision, right? So, but if it's really easy to destroy a card with more power than that, if you destroy a Human Torch, well, then it's just crazy because it's a 1/2 already. Even if you don't move it, if you don't move Human Torch at all, it's still a 1/2. You destroy the Human Torch and you play Phoenix Force on 5. Then it's a 5/8. You move it once, and then it's a 5/16, really, and that's really easy to do. Plus, imagine if you moved your Human Torch once, well, then it's a 5/32. And so there's a lot of crazy potential with this card. I am really excited. So I cooked up 5 decks, like I mentioned earlier. There's 3 series complete decks and 2 other decks which are more for beginners because I have friends that just started playing. We have a Pool 1 deck and a Pool 2 deck, which is going to be available at the end of the video. So look for timestamps. I'm going to put these video at the very end. So after the 3 main meta decks, right? And before we get started, please, if you enjoy the content, if one of these decks helped you guys, please leave a subscribe, a like, and please feel free to tell me what you guys think of this card, if it's going to be good. I'm maybe missing something, maybe some combo. I was thinking maybe using a Tuma as well with this card. But yeah, tell me if I'm missing anything, if you guys have any good idea, and let's get into it. All right, we're back. So the first deck I have for you guys is a full move deck. So basically the whole idea behind the deck is obviously to play like our typical move deck from the last season. So we have our Human Torch, Iron Fist, Ghost Spider, Multiple Man, Cloak, Doctor Strange, Hulkbuster, Spider-Man 2099, and Heimdall. Right, so we have all those cards, but the combo with Phoenix Force is to Killmonger the Human Torch. You can also use Carnage to trigger that effect. So you could Carnage the Human Torch, and then on 5 you play your Phoenix Force. So then you can move it, and you have your Heimdall on 6. This is especially good because playing Heimdall normally requires you to have a well-defined board. But with Phoenix Force, we're actually going to get probably like at least a 16 power Phoenix Force in the lane of our choosing, and it allows us to rearrange a little bit of our board to Heimdall on turn 6 and just have a crazy play. So yeah, first deck, full move deck. I just think this one is going to be extremely efficient and is probably the first one I'm going to try on the ladder. Next up, we have a Phoenix Move Destroy. So we're once again in the move archetype, but we're leaning just a little bit more in the destroy archetype, and we have some really unique interactions. So this time we have for our move package, we still have Human Torch, Iron Fist, Ghost Spider, Multiple Man, Hulkbuster, and Heimdall. But then half of the deck is the other side of the coin, which is the destroy package, right? So we have Deadpool, we have Carnage, we have Wolverine, we have Venom, and we have Sabretooth. And the reason behind that, it's really hard to know exactly how it interacts, but from my understanding, it's going to interact like Apocalypse does. So when you discard Apocalypse, it goes back in your hand and doesn't go in the discard pile. So I'm assuming that Wolverine, Sabretooth, and Deadpool actually don't go in your destroy pile, and because they're regenerated, right? So Wolverine goes back in play, Sabretooth goes back in hand, and Deadpool also goes back in hand. So then the only card left that is going to be destroyed is Human Torch, and we still have that crazy combo with Phoenix Force. So that's basically another 5/16 where we can decide on the last turn where we move it, right? So yeah, and all of that allows us to play Venom and Carnage on some other cards than only our Human Torch. So we're going to be able to like Wolverine, or like Deadpool, Wolverine, and then we can Carnage both of them. We can Venom both of them. We can have Human Torch, Deadpool, Wolverine, and Venom. We have a big Venom. We can even like Hulkbuster and then Venom on top of it. So we have just a lot of options here. But we really got to make sure of what is destroyed, because if we don't destroy the Human Torch, then we don't have the epic combo. But even if we destroy something else, like I mentioned earlier, if we destroy like a Ghost Spider, it's still a 5/9 that can move, right? Which is really good once again with Heimdall, because sometimes we're going to have to rearrange the board before playing our Heimdall. So this is the move destroy. We don't have as much power from move, but we have two big win condition, which is Deadpool and Human Torch. So really interesting. You could play Killmonger here. So I'm gonna have to test really quickly when it comes out. Killmonger maybe instead of Ghost Spider, maybe instead of Venom, some stuff like that. The only issue with Killmonger is that it can destroy our Iron Fist. So if we have our Killmonger and we want to play our Iron Fist, well, we won't do the combo, or vice versa, right? So really cool deck. Now it's half and half in the move destroy for the second deck here. Our next deck is Phoenix Shuri Redskull deck. So now we're going in a completely other direction with a Shuri Redskull deck. So the idea behind the deck, this is the dream, right? The best play. So here we once again have those same destroy tools that I talked about in the last deck, such as Venom, Sabretooth, Carnage, and Wolverine. So those are all hits that we can Carnage, Wolverine, and Sabretooth for free. But then we have our Human Torch that we want to hit as well, right? And if we have our Human Torch, and then what we can do is we Shuri on 4. On 5, we play our Phoenix Force, which is going to bring back a double-powered Human Torch. And then this double-powered Human Torch, we're going to be able to move it again. So for 32 power, or maybe 64, right? If everything goes perfect, we have Iron Fist on 1, then we Human Torch on 2, so Human Torch goes to 4. And then we have to kill Human Torch with our Venom, let's say. So Venom destroys it. Human Torch is still at 4. On turn 4, we Shuri. On turn 5, we play Phoenix Force, which is 6. So 6 merges with the 4. That's 10. And that 10, we can move it up to 20, right? I think I'm correct here. So right, it goes to 20, and then we can Taskmaster in another lane, or we can move and then Arnim Zola, and we can do a lot of crazy stuff. So Chavez is there to bring consistency to the deck to make sure we draw all our combo cards. But yeah, there's obviously the other play pattern, which is simply Shuri Redskull Taskmaster or Shuri Redskull Arnim Zola. So basically, it's a Shuri Redskull deck, but we have more flexibility. And plus, what we play in our Shuri lane now can be moved. So even if we don't destroy the Human Torch, okay? Let's say we have to destroy our Carnage, right? Or our Iron Fist. Well, we're still able to move it out of that Shuri lane. So it's kind of like a revert of the nerf Shuri had, because we Shuri forced us to play in the same lane as she is, but now we can move that card somewhere else and then Taskmaster. So all the lanes are in danger once you play Shuri and Phoenix Force, right? So this is super cool deck as well. This is the one I'm most excited about. It's going to need a little bit of tweak, but there's a lot of play potential here. Other cards that can fit here if you don't want to play, you could just keep one Carnage, remove Venom and Sabretooth, and go for like an Armor and Cosmo if you want to lean more into the Redskull, Shuri Redskull Taskmaster package. But yeah, I'll try a lot of stuff. Very excited about this deck. So these are the 3 main meta decks I want to try when the new season drops. But then I have 2 more decks for starter players, right? So I'm going to go a little bit slower explaining each card. All right, let's get into it. So pool 1, right? Pool 1, I think it's if you're from collection level 1 to 247. So if you're missing some cards, it means that at 247 you'll have all of them, right? And once you have all of them, you're going to be able to create this deck if you get the season pass, obviously, right? So for this deck and for the next deck as well, we're going back into the move package, which I feel will be good with Phoenix Force. Right, so the idea here is to play. Obviously, we have Iron Fist, we have Multiple Men, we have Craven, we have Hulkbuster, we have Heimdall, all to move cards, and we have Forge to buff that Multiple Man as well. But we now have Phoenix Force, right? So we can use our Carnage to destroy a Multiple Man, right, or a buff Multiple Man, and then we use Phoenix Force to get the buffed version back. Then we move it, and then we have 2 of them, right? Which is a really great combo. If you don't have your Phoenix Force, or if you don't have your Carnage, you still have some other play patterns because it's a normal move deck. Nightcrawler is really good because if Nightcrawler is in the lane of a card you want to destroy with your Carnage. So let's say I have Multiple Man and my Nightcrawler in a lane. I want a Carnage, but I don't want to destroy the Nightcrawler. I move the Nightcrawler out of the lane. I play the Carnage. Then I'll be able to Phoenix Force on the target that I wanted, right? So that's for pool 1. For the pool 2 deck, so this is like collection level, I think 247 up to like 447 or something like that along those lines. And yeah, so we're back in the move archetype. So it's similar to the other deck, but this time we use Ebony Maw. Ebony Maw is a 1/7. You can't play this after turn 3, and ongoing you can't play cards here. So it's a really powerful card, but it gives you a big weakness with that card, right? So the whole idea behind it is that you play Ebony Maw, and then you can, you're thinking, or your opponent's thinking you're losing a lane, but then you can Killmonger. Killmonger destroys all 1 cost, so it's going to destroy your own Ebony Maw, and then you're going to be able to play cards in that Ebony Maw again for the turn 4, for the turn like 4 and 5. And then on turn 5, you play your Phoenix Force. You're going to get a 13 power Phoenix Force that's going to be able to move, right? So this is a cool combo with Ebony Maw that works well in pool 2. And so yeah, we're obviously back in the whole move destroy package, right? So we have Carnage, but we also have Deathlock here to also help us destroy something, perhaps like a Multiple Man or something like that. So yeah, that's it for me. My 5 top decks for this new season. I'm super excited about this new season. It's gonna be very cool. Phoenix Force is a great card. I hope these decks are gonna be useful for you guys. If you guys have any other idea, anything else, tell me below in the comments. Please leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Take care. Bye, guys.